Hello everyone, my name is Tai Cương, founder of the new mind body exercise called KiDao. Today I will give you a brief introduction on the art of KiDao. I have the title, The Power of Breath. I will give you a brief history and how it is formed, and then a scientific foundations where it's based, and then a hypothesis or principles it's based on, and then I'll give you benefits from the people who practice with it. Give you a brief background of the founder. I am a current and emeritus professor of the University of Utah. In addition to research and teaching in chemistry and scientific research, I also have experience in different forms of martial art in the early days, in Qigong, Tai Chi, and Karate. I also have a yoga instructor license. KiDao created during the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, I was infected with COVID-19 in April of 1920 in Salt Lake City, Utah, in USA. I experienced nearly all of the symptoms of the disease, including well-known difficult breathing. During the time that I was self-quarantined for the disease, I started questions on how to improve the lungs functionalities. Being a researcher, I started learning about how our lung works, and then form a basis that by expanding the lung tidal volumes toward its vital volume capacities, we can significantly improve our health and lower the risk of COVID-19 fatalities. I use myself as an experimental subject and explore different ways of breathing with the basic understanding that human body operating as combustion engines, and thus utilizing the mechanical basis maximize the inhale and exhale for it. After 6 months of experimenting without practicing any other form of exercise, I can't, because during COVID-19 social distancing, I observed significant improvements on balance, flexibilities, muscle strength and endurance, sleep quality, mental focus, as well as calmness. I started teaching KiDao to others in July of 2021 after positive results from trials on small groups. So KiDao is a mind-body exercise. So what is a mind-body exercise? According to the National Institute of Health, a mind-body exercise is a form of exercise that combines body movement, mental focus, and controlled breathing to improve strength, balance, flexibilities, and overall physical and mental health. Examples of mind body exercises are yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong. All are very well known and has been formed for hundreds to thousands of years. So let's go to a few scientific foundations. The key, humans is a combustion engines. Before the combustion engines, let's learn how our lung works. Right? The total volumes of the lungs is about 6 liters. But normally we breathe in and out in the term we call tidal volumes. It's only half of a liter, 500 milliliters. And if we try to breathe to the maximum, we can tap in another 3 liters in what they call inspiratory reserve volumes. And we try to push it out everything we can push it out another liter. We call it expiratory without falling. And after we really pushing everything out, we still have about a liter left. Okay? And that's called residual volume. So actually, we normally use only about 10% of our lung capacity. Have you ever wondered why did that our body creates our lung that big and we use so little? In fact, when human was created, we hunt or being hunted so that we had to use our lung a lot. And with farming and industrial revolutions, and we work less and less physically so that our lung doesn't have to work that much these days. So now we need to use only 10% of the lung to survive. So my hypothesis is very simple. If we can expand the lung tidal volumes toward its vital capacities, then we can significantly improve our health. How? So let's look how our lung works. Our human bodies work as a combustion engine. So we need oxygen from the air we breathe it in to burn fuels. Fuels are sugar in blood. And when we burn the fuels in different parts of our bodies, we generate carbon dioxide and then water, and we release energy for bodies to use. And the carbon dioxide carried by the blood back to the lung to exhale out. In fact, our humans take on the average 20,000 breaths per day. And the way we breathe in and out, going through these 500 million these air sacs we call alveoli. And our lungs is in fact the only external organs that are exposed to the external environment. That's most of the time the disease get into the lungs. And our breathing is so vital. So there's a rule of threes that we cannot survive with after 3 minutes without breathing. Even 3 hours in the severe environments, or 3 days without water, or 2 weeks without food, but 3 minutes without air. And the way we breathe air into these little sacs, like little balloons, and the air, you see that there is a thing coated with a fluid. This fluid behaves like a filter. It filters the oxygens into the blood or the carbon dioxide onto this air sac to exhale out. And the oxygens diffuse into the blood and carried to our heart, get pumped to our body. So our hypothesis is that the more oxygen we can intake, the more we can burn fuels, and the more CO2s that we have to exhale, more energy can be released for the body to use. Another knowledge is the unused air sacs here will collapse because it's like a wet balloon, and it would take an extra effort to inflate it. Interesting, if you look at it, our central nervous system, breathing is a means for our conscious mind to connect to our body autonomous nervous system. So if we look at the center figure, we see that right at the tops of the spinal cord that connects to the brain, and the higher centers is these respiratory control centers. And it's interesting, this area we call the pons here, that have the center that communicate with the higher center, taking inputs and interfere with the center that controlling the breathings. So normally these centers regulates our pattern of breathing. We don't know. It's automatically regulating when we breathe in and out. But when we need to take control of breath, the higher centers will communicate to this point area here, and they will communicate with these autonomous nervous systems. That so when our hypersensitive hold, we hold, inhale, exhale, there we communicate to this center. And in fact, these centers here is the place that we communicated to these vagus nerves. Here is this vagus nerve is the longest neurons that connect to all internal organs. It's part of these parasympathetic divisions of the autonomic system. And the other part of the autonomous systems line along our spinal cords, that's sympathetic divisions of that. So, in fact, our conscious minds going through breathings is indirectly communicating to our autonomous nervous systems. So, KiDao's using this particular breathing is to connecting between mind and body. And again, we using the principle that if we maximize the oxygen intake, we can maximize the energy output our body to use. And also, we learn to turn the natural positive physiological responses into a conscious actions, as I'll explain. I will explain later. So first, KiDao breathing techniques. So we learned that how our lung works. So in order to take advantage or expand our tidal volumes into these reserve inhale volumes, we take a second inhale. And in order to take advantage of these expiratory reserve volumes, we take an extra exhale. In fact, we cough it out. All right. So in inhale, we inhale twice, quick and strong. And exhale, we exhale by mouth. And then at near the end, we cough to expel extra air out. So in fact, KiDao breathing techniques is so unique, and it's nothing like that compared to any other existing breathing method. How do we achieve balance from within? It's easy. When you scare, we breathe in, right? So actually we breathe in with that extra oxygens so that we can activate the sympathetic nervous system to prepare for either to fight or run, flight. So you can think of it as an accelerator. On the exhale, we breathe by mouth slowly. Or we activate the parasympathetic system. We can tell our body, yeah, it's okay, time to rest and digest. So it behaves like a brake. So in one breathing cycle, we step on the gas and then we step on the brake. So that's how we achieve balance, gas, right? Gas and brake within even one breathing cycle. And we keep doing that so that we can achieve balance from inside. So from there, you can say that, hey, if we can control your breath, we'll control your mind and emotions, and ultimately you control your life. And this is modified from a quote from Stephen Richards. So how did KiDao get its name? From here you can understand. Ki in Japanese means energy or life force. And literally it also means air or gas, breath. As Ki in Vietnamese or Ki in Chinese. Dao in Vietnamese means the way, the path, or the philosophy, similarly to do in Japanese and thao in Chinese. So KiDao is the way to energize life force through breathing. We also practicing positive physiological responses. For example, laughing. Our brain cannot distinguish that when we're happy, we laugh, or we consciously laugh, so that our brain will still release out our happy hormone. So we laugh to increase our lung capacities, but also improve mood. Yawning. After sleeping, we yawn to awake our central nervous. So we can consciously practice yawning. Shivering. When we cold, right, we shivering. So to activate the mechanism for burning more brown fats to release more energy. Or when we get caught something in the lung, we cough to expel more air or dirt or something in the lung out to clean up our lungs. So we consciously cough to expel more air, waste air out from the lung. So what are the difference with others' mind bodies? KiDao is based on modern scientific foundations. With yoga, KiDao focus on movements, not on poses. Also, on the exhale, KiDao focus on tightening certain muscle, not on relaxing the entire body. With Tai Chi and Qigong, KiDao is purely an exercise form. It has the main goals of improving physical, mental, and psychological health, rather than having the historical purposes of defense or offense like Qigong or Tai Chi, which are martial art forms. So with KiDao, we attempt to connect mind, body, and emotions. With mind, we consciously control every breath cycle to coordinate it with the body movements. With the body, we tighten or relax muscles during movement in coordination with our breath. And with emotions, we can mindfully scan both the body and the emotion to achieve the deep meditative state of our body. In actual KiDao practice, we have 4 different components. One component in the early part of the practice, we practice on breathings and muscle trainings. In the first part, you can see in the heart rate here is very constant in the regions of about 90 to 110 or so on per beat per minute. And then we go to the cardio to condition our heart. And when the heart rate can jump to 150, 160 beats per minute, and then we cool down. At this point, we practice open up our joints and improve flexibilities. And then we relax further through meditations to achieve the deepest meditative state of nothingness. Well, when I designed KiDao, I was hoping that I can use it to the rest of my life, even when I get old. So I want to get it to be simple, so it can be practiced anytime and any place, indoor or outdoor. In fact, it requires very small space, about 1 to 2 meters square space. When I travel, I can do it even in the hotel room. It doesn't require any equipment. Right? In fact, if you have a yoga mat, it would be nice, but it's not required. And the movements is simple enough so that even young kids can practice. In fact, we have a youngest students of 6 years old, and the oldest soon is 75 years old. In fact, I have a practice exercise form designed for wheelchair people or even bedridden people. So it can be customized for people with special needs. So let's go through some benefits that have been reported from people who practice in KiDao. People practicing KiDao have been reported that is with the increasing in balance, flexibilities, muscle strength and endurance, improved mental focus, having more energy, skin look younger and healthier like mine here, improve circulatory health, improve mood and sleeping quality, and achieve balance from within. In fact, a few months ago, we did a preliminary pilot studies with 13 participants with age ranging from 23 to 53, practice 2 to 3 40-minute sessions per week for 8 weeks. And we did a blood test before and after that period, as well as in-body test measurements. And after 8 weeks, all of the physical health indicators improve. Some show statistical significance, although the sample size is relatively small. We did also a psychological test using the DAS-18 depression, anxiety, stress scale test. This time with 19 participants, again with similar practice periods, and all indicators have shown significant improvements regarding stress, anxieties, and depression. This is very, very encouraging. Currently, KiDao is being taught only online via mentallinks.net in Vietnam by the founder, by me, since I'm the only one to know the art. And at this point, nearly 3,000 students have been directly taught by me, and more than 3,000 learned indirectly from videos on my YouTube KiDao channels, and more than 8,000 other from Facebook KiDao groups. And I've received numerous positive feedbacks from people who practice in it, and it's been featured 6 times on various Vietnamese national TV programs. Currently, I'm designing the trainer programs, and almost finished written a KiDao book for it. Among many feedbacks, I'd like to share you a couple. A few, for example, Tân Trăng mentions I am over 80s with slightly overweight and vestibular disorder, and after practicing KiDao, he's recovered from that, have a deeper breathing, a stable blood pressure and heart rate, and before that he have a high blood pressure. He also report better sleep quality, and he also mentions that KiDao is his now daily activity. Levitins is also share very interesting comments that at the beginning he's a bit hesitated because it's new, but after practicing it, he found that it's very suitable form of exercise for people who have problems with bones and joints, especially herniated disc, like his problems. With gentle movements without much effort like KiDao, and found out that it produces a lot of sweat during the practice, and after practice his whole body feels comfortable, very comfortable. Haju is reported that after 2 months of practice, her hairs grow 5 centimeters from being bald due to stress. muscle strength improve, breathe deeper and sleep better, work more focused. Tai Nguyen shared a very interesting stories that been depressed for 17 years, receiving medical treatments and psychological counseling, but it's not totally cured. She reported after practicing KiDao, her conditions, psychological conditions improve gradually, and her voice now getting much better, and more energy, less negative thinking, and less social avoidance. It's very encouraging. Yi Phúc Toan sharing that KiDao is helping to recover COVID-19 quickly. Ha Nguyen's also reporting that practicing KiDaos also have better skin, sweat out a lot. But what's interesting is that menstruations went through smoothly without much discomfort. She also report calm minds, learners, and even being able to handle many tough problem solving. Tuấn Khanh share a very interesting story from the facts that recovering from vestibular disorder, but beside KiDao, he also do other participating other sports. For example, normally I get exhausted after running about 3 to 5 kilometers. I discovered that after an hour of practicing KiDao, I can run up to 10 kilometers. And now I can practice KiDao in the morning and run half of marathons in the afternoon. In fact, many more positive comments can be found at mentallinks.net or Facebook KiDao groups. So, KiDao is a way to uncover the power of breath. So, KiDao is very new. It's a mind-body exercise of the 21st century. It's based mainly on modern scientific foundations. It has clear goals of improving physical, mental, and psychological health. It has reported benefits of increasing balance, flexibility, muscle strength, and endurance, having more energy, better mental focus, improving sleep quality, mood, and calmness. It's new, so therefore it's continuously evolving and improving, and definitely it needs more scientific research on its effectiveness. And if you need more information, please visit his website, KiDao.academy, or the YouTube channel, or Facebook group, or send email to kidao.vm@gmail.com. Again, KiDao is the way to energize life force to breathing. And thank you.